Hello there, my name is Arindam, and in this video I'll be showing you how I'm going to defeat the Gamma Valguero boss in 2021 using only 5 good men, well 5 good dinos. So I'm going to be taking only these amount of dinos for the Valguero boss fight for Gamma difficulty. So I have 2 Deinonychus made boosted, 2 Rexes again made boosted, and I'll be riding my Yutyrannus. Now, before we actually start the boss fight, let me show you what you actually need to unlock it. So, you are going to require the following items for the boss fight, and since the Manticore's torpidity attacks can damage you even if you are riding a mount, it is advisable that you either take a gas mask or, in this case, you take a hazard suit hat. The hazard suit hat actually does not lose durability if you are using it, and it does not take any damage. So it is much more advantageous to use a hazard suit hat over a gas mask. So that is what I'm going to be using. Now let's talk about my tames. So these are my Deinonychus, made boosted of course. They have 5 damage mutations, and these are its stats. Both of them have around ascendant saddles. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I have done my research and I know that if you want to stack the bleed attacks of your Deinonychus, 6% melee is more or less close to the maximum you will need. You should put your melee damage up to 600% and make sure everything else is pumped into health. So, the Deinonychus has a bleed attack that stacks up to 5 times. In each successive bleed attack, it will reduce its target's HP by 1% over, I think, around 5 or 10 seconds, and can stack up till 5 times. The good thing about the Deinonychus is, it is the only creature in Ark that can actually use its bleed attack on enemy bosses. No other creature can, not Thylacoleos, Allos or Gigas. Now, so you would be wondering, I have taken Deinonychus, but why have I taken Rexes? So, there is a reasoning behind why I have taken this combination. The Deinonychus is used to destroy the boss's health, and most importantly, they are used to destroy the dragon. The Rexes are used to make sure that all of the additional minions the bosses spawn, like the Megapithecus, Gigantopithecus, etc., those minions are kept under control by the Rex's greater AoE attacks. And finally, I'll be writing my Yutyrannus, and the Yutyrannus is going to provide its courage role. The Yutyrannus is exclusively leveled in health to ensure that it survives the attack. The Deinonychus, being the smallest creature, will not take aggro by the enemy bosses, and the bosses will always target the largest and most powerful creature. In this case, it will going to be the Yutyrannus or my Rexes. Now, there is one more thing that is particularly important to know about the Valguero boss fight. That is the AI behavior of the Manticore. So, the Manticore has a problem in this particular boss fight, in that if you do not follow a certain step, the Manticore is not going to land. It is going to be bugged out in flying in the air, and you are going to waste the entire time. Eventually your dinos are going to die out and your mission is going to fail. I have found a way to ensure that no matter what happens, the Manticore is always going to come to me, and I'll be showing you that way in this particular video. Right, so let's begin. Okay, by the way, I have disabled the resource harvesting on all of my 5 creatures just in case. And I have a taxidermy tool because, you know, we need to taxidermy the bosses. I always like to take experimental setups, and hence I have taken only 5 dinos. In fact, I could complete this with only 2 Deinonychus, but it's the Manticore's erratic behavior that caused me to take the Rexes also. So, let's mount this guy. Then Deinonychus is set to action group 4. Let's place these two guys here. Then for the Rexes, let's place them there. We need to make sure that the Manticore aggroes onto us. In this case it has, and because it has taken aggroed onto us, it is not going to be stuck in flying continuously. We are currently at 4, so let's take the first attack. So the trick to ensure the Manticore does not bug out is you should immediately aggro it as fast as possible. The moment you aggro it, you need to aggro it before the Manticore actually reaches at the highest point. I think now, with the dragon defeated, we have no other problems but to launch an all-out attack against all of them. We also need to find a way to well, that guy is stuck. No problem. Yutyrannus is considered a higher threat even than the Rexes. Hence, it is targeting my Yutyrannus over even the Rexes. Okay. Alright. Now, since this guy is gone, I should be able to take this. And then the monkey. Okay. Can I? Should I? Okay. Yes, people do these things. Just for the perfect screenshot, people do these things. And when they die, they blame the game. Luckily, I am not dead. The Yutyrannus Courage Roar also can reduce or negate the torpidity attacks that the Manticore does. I love the way these Deinonychus work. We need to give the manticore sufficient space for it to land. Hence, if it starts flying, it is always better to go into a corner. Eventually, the manticore should have the space necessary to land. Otherwise, it's going to go into this infinite loop in which it will try to land but it won't, and cause these endless torpedo-like attacks. The real dangers in this boss fight is mostly the dragon. That is why you should take Deinonychus. Thing is, you don't need to take any more than 2 Deinonychus. Oh no. So, unfortunately, nothing I can do. So I have a habit of taking a lot of screenshots. I just don't know whether the screenshots I'm going to use or not, but I just take them. And this is just yet another one of them. Once we join back, then we should be able to see the stats of our dinos and assess how good we performed. This actually looks like a nice shot. Anyway, 3000. This one lost 7000. 3000. And well, practically anything. So the Deinonychus are the ones that took a bit of a beating, but still you can say that it took only 3000. And that is how you do the Gamma boss fight. Of course, I used Ascendant Saddles. If you don't use Ascendant Saddles, then these two guys would be toast. But hey, I always believe in quality over quantity. And I always believe that as a solo player, it is much easier to manage less number of dinos than our entire army of 20 dinos. And hence, I took this experimental route with only 5 of them. So, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. If you want to know how I got each of the artifacts, you can check out my artifact videos. So till then, let's hope we can keep this exact same army for the beta boss fight also. So till then, thank you, and wait, what happened to the shadows? Thank you.